Purposely. Your life, God's purpose. Listen at purposely.com.
I can't remember if I've ever told you this before. My dad was a rocket scientist. Yeah, a real rocket scientist. He helped build engines and then later worked on different systems and then went to people in the government and explained how we could do certain things in space. And he was very involved with the space shuttle program. Do you remember the space shuttle, or have you seen pictures of it? It looks like a big white airplane that could fly out into outer space. He got to work on some really cool things. I'm Julie Lyles Carr, and this is God on the Go, where we help you make the minutes matter when you're waiting in the school line, when you are getting everybody to different practices and all the things. We want to help you keep the conversation going about faith and about God with your family. My dad was a rocket scientist, and that meant that we got to know some really interesting people who flew experimental airplanes, people who were astronauts, people who did all kinds of interesting things. But you know what my dad was always fascinated with, and it made me fascinated with it, is light. Light is so interesting because the way that light travels past the planets to our planet Earth, the way the light from the sun comes to us, how fast light moves, it's all really fascinating. And it was one of the mysteries my dad thought about a lot when he would consider his work and he would consider the way that God put together our universe. Light is so interesting. Light is all around us. Light is made up of all the colors all together. So you may be thinking, well then, Jules, how can I tell that that apple is red? Well, as it turns out, we know the apple is red because of how it reflects the light that shines on it. Isn't that interesting? I know it's kind of hard to understand, but it's really fascinating to me. Here's something when we talk about light, how fast light is, how light is all across our planet and all across our universe. If you traveled at the speed of light, and light goes so fast. So if you traveled at the speed of light, guess how fast that is? That means that you could go around the earth 7.5 times every second. Boom! That would be 7.5 times around the earth, just 1 second. 1,000. And you've been around the earth 7.5 times. Light is so amazing when we think about the way that God designed our world. 1 John 1:5 says, God is light. In him there is no darkness at all. So what does that mean? What does that mean about how we can know more about who God is? What that means is that everything about God is true. Anything that is true and right and honest and good, that is God's light. There's no darkness there. When God says that he is light, it means that he's all around us. He created our world in such a way that we are surrounded by light from the sun, from the stars, from the moon, from the ways that God has given us the knowledge and the wisdom to create inventions that create light around us. Light is always part of our experience here, and God is always in that light. I want you, as you go through your day, I want you to notice the light around you. Think about how often when you're looking for something or you're in the light, or if you go into a room that doesn't have much light and you walk back out where there is light, or if you're feeling a little scared at bedtime and your mom and dad turn on a nightlight for you, how comforting and good that can feel. And you can be reminded that God is all around you. Everywhere the light is, God is there. God is light. There is no darkness in him at all. Now, listen to this. Remember how I told you that when we see the colors of something, it is how that object is reflecting light. Well, scientists now tell us that we as humans, we actually give off a little bit of light. It's hard for us to see it at each other because it's just not quite strong enough. But what it reminds me of is that I want, as God's light is shining on me, I want people to be able to see God's love and his mercy and how wonderful he is as I reflect his light in my life. So notice the light around you and be reminded that you want other people to be able to see God's light in you. A big thank you to our sponsor, George Fox University, where every student is known and appreciated for who they are. Check out more about George Fox University at georgefox.edu. And I'll see you next time on God on the Go.